Aloha, Monroe Murdoch with Love Hawaii Realty and Love Hawaii Villas with your latest Hawaii travel, tourism, and vacation planning update. It is June 18th, 2020. Has been about a week since I did my last video with the breaking news by Governor Ige of extending the 14-day mandatory quarantine for a month. So you can check out that video there. Thank you again for watching the video, and please take a moment to hit the like, thumbs up button below, and also subscribe, and please share this video if you find the information to be helpful. All right, let's jump right in. I will be referring to some notes. Remember that you can click the link in the description of this video to go over to our blog, where I will have a link to all the different articles that we're referencing, the different sources of news, so you can watch those or read those at your convenience, and so we have all that cited there. All right, so let's jump right in. What is the current status of COVID-19 in Hawaii? 61 new cases reported in the past week, so about an average of 8 or 9 new cases each day. Only 1.2% of those who tested positive required hospitalization, meaning 98.8% of people who tested positive for COVID-19 in Hawaii did not require any hospitalization, and a majority have been released from isolation. So very few active cases in Hawaii, one of the safest places to be in the country. Grateful for that. What is the latest on visitor travel? Of course, a 14-day mandatory quarantine remains in effect through July 30th on all out-of-state visitors and returning residents. Again, July 31st, 2020. The nature of the quarantine is very strict. You cannot leave your accommodations for virtually anything, so we strongly advise to stay away from Hawaii until the quarantine is lifted for obvious reasons. Inter-island travel for Hawaii residents has had the quarantine lifted, so that went into effect June 16th. So inter-island travel can take effect, which is great. There's some forms and paperwork required for that before you travel. They're talking about having some kind of online process for it where you can get a QR code sent to your phone when you do the paperwork, and then when you go to the airport screener, you can just show the phone with the QR code, and that can expedite the process, but that is not ready yet. What rules and processes should we expect when we travel to Hawaii in the future, assuming quarantine is lifted at some point in time? Once travel is able to resume, we can certainly expect various safety protocols to be in place, and while these have not yet been formally announced, we've heard different things talked about. So these are some possible things that may be required, including testing negative prior to boarding a flight, testing negative after arriving in Hawaii, and passing a temperature kind of thermal screening process. Again, no guarantees yet as to what will be required, but it is safe to assume that testing is going to be a part of this. What is it like currently in the islands? Weather is great, of course. It is summer season now, so it's been beautiful. It's been very nice. More and more businesses are opening. Restaurants are opening for in-restaurant dining. In some cases, there are still quite a few restaurants that have not yet reopened. And dining options are available with, you wear a mask, and then once you're sitting at the table, you can remove the mask, and they have social distancing set up with the seating. Grocery stores and big box retailers are still largely open. There are a few small businesses still that haven't opened and are waiting probably until tourism resumes before they open. The unfortunate reality is that there will be many small businesses that will not survive the economic and health crisis, and it's a sad reality. Our hearts go out to those business owners, to the staff members, and to the clients and customers of those businesses. What is the status of legal short-term rentals in Hawaii? There have been some small wins as of late, which is great. We've been involved with various aspects of media publicity, and this is helping to bring more awareness to our industry for legal short-term rentals. They have been able to reopen on a few islands. So Kauai, Maui, and Big Island, those mayors governing those areas have allowed legal short-term rentals to operate for inter-island travel, but not for quarantining parties. And here on Oahu, governed by Honolulu County, still prohibits legal short-term vacation rentals from operating. Definitely a questionable practice that violates underlying constitutional property use rights. And there has been talk of a lawsuit potentially for the overstepping of authority here. And it's safe to assume that will be additional kind of debate and dialogue happening on this in the coming days and weeks, I should say. The economic impact of the legal short-term rental industry in Hawaii has been massive, and there's been really little support from the mayors and governors so far. It's pretty disappointing. And so I'd like to take a brief moment now to give a quick plug for a new organization called Hillstra. It's Hilstra. That is an acronym for Hawaii Legal Short-Term Rentals Alliance. Hillstra, Hawaii Legal Short-Term Rentals Alliance. This is a group that I helped to form in recent weeks, and the purpose of it is to bring together all of Hawaii's legal short-term rental owners, managers, vendor businesses, people that work within this industry, so anyone directly involved can get involved. We have a public Facebook page under the name Hillstra. We also have a private Facebook group that is there specifically for licensed professional property managers of legal short-term rentals. So we are, it's unfortunate, but at the same time important that we bring together and we kind of organize and unify so that we can better represent our industry, represent the property owner rights, and make sure that travelers to Hawaii always have accommodation options in addition to hotels, that they can continue to stay in legal short-term rentals. Our Hillstra organization will be advocating on behalf of those rights, and so it helps that we get as much support for these as possible. If you're able to find the Hillstra page on Facebook and like that would be appreciated. Thank you in advance for any support that you can give us on that. What are some of the most notable news updates from the past week that relate to Hawaii travel, tourism, and vacation planning? A few things, and then you can check out the news articles for more details. Playgrounds at city parks on Oahu will reopen soon. Aloha Stadium Swap Meet has opened up for business. Normally about 300 plus vendors. Now it's about 200. And again, without the tourism, that's going to be a little rough for those vendors. Honolulu Star Advertiser, not magazine, but newspaper, unfortunately is going to need to lay off about half of their staff. 31 people will be laid off. They're struggling financially with the reduced economy and the lack of the advertising dollars, apparently. One local expert predicts that 1 in 4 restaurants may not survive this crisis. Hawaii hotels are losing about $150 million a month and are really wanting a date for reopening tourism, as are all of us. Dave & Buster's Arcade and Restaurant is opening soon. I'm sure many people are excited about that. Blue Ocean Adventure Tours on Kauai for Nepali Coast Tours is open with Kama'aina local discounts. And Waikiki Aquarium is reopening soon with free access for healthcare workers and their families from June 22nd to the 28th. And on June 29th, it will open to the public. Lastly, Regal Cinemas is opening in July. I have no idea what movies are going to be playing, but it will just be cool to get back to the movie theaters, I think. So that's exciting. That wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe and share on your social. Let us know if you have any questions or feedback, and we'll see you in the next video. Aloha.